Hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Bushka. I was away for a little bit of time. We went away from my son's basketball tournament. They were playing in the New South Wales State Championships, and they got up. They beat all the other teams and won the state title, which was unbelievable. Absolutely freaking unbelievable. Yeah, so I was away up in Maitland for that, and as a result, I didn't get a whole lot of work done over the weekend, and there were no videos to drop early this week. But this is a video that is kind of a request from a few of the people who watch the channel and are like, you keep doing videos on all the new tanks. All the new tanks come out, you do a video on that tank. How about you do a video on something that's not on sale in the store, just one of the old tanks? I'll go you one better. How about I do a video on a tank that I absolutely can't stop playing that is also an old tank, and that is this thing, the ST.EMIL. Now, this is a Tier 7 German TD, and it is, as if you've watched the channel for any length of time, you would know that quite often the thing that floats my boat the most about a tank is not that it's amazing, not that it's good or bad, it's that it's different. When you've played hundreds and hundreds of vehicles over the course of 5 or so years, then you can be a little bit jaded about another 120mm Russian heavy or another low slung T54 style medium. And it's for that reason and that reason alone that this tank really rolls my socks up and down. This tank has something that, if you've watched my Centurion 701 reviews and all those other reviews, you'd know I adore, and that's gun depression. Indeed, it's got a filthy, sweaty wad of gun depression, so high you can't jump over it. 15 degrees of gun depression and 10 degrees of gun elevation. Now, that's not immediately apparent here in this little hacienda because obviously in this location, there's no real need for gun depression. This is a stock standard TD position. This is mines, the back of the map. There are targets coming in front of me like ducks at a shooting gallery, and all I have to do here is press the button. And eventually I'll move. You know, what are you going to do? This is how you play the game. This is Blitz. This is how it happens. But the EMIL is really, really special, and I'm going to show you 2 games after this where I just exploit the crap out of gun depression to try and get a win. The gun itself, 0.326 dispersion. Now, the gun is a 12.8 centimeter. The Cannon 40, this is 0.326 dispersion. Nothing amazing. 1.54 seconds of aim time is quite good. But the other crazy thing about this gun is there's no premium ammunition. Not that you need it. Your AP rounds are 231 millimeters worth of AP damage. That's an arse load. An absolute cubic buttocks load of penetration for a Tier 7 tank. And that's the standard AP. So it's 2,427 DPM is good. I mean, it's not crazy good, as high as, say, an E25, which has 3,000 DPM. Or, you know, you can get the Jag Panther if you put the... Where is that? Let me give you the numbers on the old Jag Panther. When you put the... You can get that up to 3,014 DPM with the 88 on it. You get the idea. There's some massive DPM tanks here, and this isn't one of them. But what this tank does have is incredible penetration and superb gun depression. And I keep saying that, but I don't think you really grasp it, and I'm going to show you one of my favorite spots in the entire game, 2 of them in fact, for using this tank. And they are as unexpected and as tough to deal with as you'd expect from a secret spot of Bushka's. Now, I've been to both the spots that I'm going to show you, and you indeed probably have as well, in many different games. But the difference is, when you were running around in the ST.EMIL, it just works so much better, and indeed it should work so much better. Now, the EMIL has no armor. It's been buffed, so the facing part of the tank, the area either side of the gun itself, it's not really a mantlet, but just that sloped armor is quite steep. But what you need to understand, if I can get a hold of, now Iverson, my 3D printing amigo, did a wonderful job. I'll use the 62. Oh, here's my Comet. So this is the Comet, right? Now, the area that you can see here on the Comet isn't particularly spectacularly well armored, but what happens is the Comet's got 12 degrees of gun depression. So when you angle a tank up like that, you can see that the armor becomes a lot steeper, and that causes a lot more bounces and indeed creates auto bounce zones. Well, the same thing happens with the ST.EMIL when you put it in the right position. Now, this little spot here looks crazy because most people, when they go to this space, they need to go on top of the hill to get their shots off. Look at this. Look at this. Look at where the tank is. Look at where the tank is. You don't have to go on top of the hill. Look at the 15 degrees of gun depression at work. It's absolutely freaking hilarious. Now, this is on the NA server. I actually got pretty good ping for the NA server here with it, 200 millimeters, 200 milliseconds. Everyone else has to go and shoot from the top of that ramp. The ST.EMIL has no problems. That is what 15 degrees of gun depression does for you. And even though this tank has crap armor, absolutely crap armor, when you are so steep, that armor becomes way more effective. And you will actually find that you can bounce shots that come in on the very top of this super steeply angled area. And especially against medium tanks like this. Now, I can't stop driving this thing because I love things that are different, and I've done this. There's another spot on Canal which, in the right situation, is baroque. But this thing is hilarious. Look at this. These guys are like, how? And the other thing is, people hardly ever drive this tank. It is one of the least popular tanks in the game, and people do not give it or understand just how much respect you need to give this tank when it is in the right spot. Spots like this. So we walked away with 2,400 damage there, and we ended up a draw in that game, I think I did. Yeah, but it was great fun. Me and Iverson, the 3D print man. There he is, the Ivo. Let me show you one more game here in the EMIL, and this is another crackerjack game where we're going to go and jump into Winter Malinovka. Now, Winter Malinovka is a much better map these days than it used to be, where it was just a train wreck of a map where everyone went to the top corner. But this is not the normal way to play it for a TD, especially not a slow, tubby, lightly armored tier 7 TD. And you're going to see this is a tier 8 game. You don't need to worry about that because 230mm of pen is plenty of pen. And the other thing you've got going for you, which is also pretty cool and pretty cruisy, you have good camo. It's not great at all, but you don't need to run optics or binoculars with this tank. You run it with a camo net because you are never going to be front lining on purpose. So just take it from me, if you can, run it with a camo net. Otherwise, you're wasting such a massive, massive opportunity. It has such a defined place that it's actually a really, really easy call to run it as a camo net tank. If you're frontlining in this thing and you're not in some incredible sneaky spot like I was before, then it's a bad thing. Again, look at this tank go. Here we go. Let's look at where we are. Like every other tank that you play just about has to go. Look at how much gun depression we have. We don't even have to go near the top, right? We don't even have to go anywhere near the top, and we can fire over the edges of this hill. And indeed, all the hills down here that have these lovely little bits of soft cover in front of them to increase your camouflage, all work. Look at where I am. And look how much above the crest of the hill my gun is. Now, the one thing that does bring it down is its gun traverse arc is not great. You've got 15 degrees of gun depression, but you've only got 5 degrees arc left and 7 degrees right. Oh, have a little bit of a red rack, baby. That's 12 degrees across. So you've got more gun depression straight down than you do left to right combined, which is mind-blowing stat. The other thing you really got to make sure of here is you pay attention to the minimap because you are not a quick tank. And that means that you have to move around the map very, very smartly, and you have to pay attention to where people are. And if you lose track of a tank and you think they might be coming towards you, you've got to go and give yourself a position where you can make the most of it. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm getting on a hill, and I'm just hoping to get a tracking shot on this guy. Yeah, get the tracking shot, excellent. Just try and tap him up and keep him in front of us. Now, this is where your DPM would be very, very helpful, but we're going to go for the HE shot. Try and clear him, get a big hit in here. That'd be good. Yes, lovely. Someone else tapped him out already. There you go. And now we're hiding again. I love this tank. I love it. I just freaking love it. It's my favorite tank to play in the entire game right now. The Mikadax, the Dickamax, it's the same kind of thing. If you want to go and play a tank that's different, that has interesting facets that you don't really get on other vehicles, and that has access to positions that you can't really use on other vehicles, then this is the tank for you. And you're just far enough away here. You can see me backing away even further to actually still get shots off without being spotted. That's a good thing to know. About 200 meters with the camo net, you can fire and you won't get spotted, which is cool. And that's it. The ST.EMIL. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. It was certainly a very, very different kind of video to make compared to, say, my controversial T22s and FV4005s and the M-Type 59 pattern and all that. This is a very different tank, and that gun depression, I mean, watch this last shot. Here we go. Look at, you climb up the hill, stop, got there. Thanks very much. Look at where the tank is. Just hilarious. Look at it. Look at the nose. It's like an elephant drinking water. Sure to like and subscribe. Look after yourselves and stay safe on the battlefield. Bye for now.